everybody, I'm Starla.
I'm Mik.
And we are
Our Family Plays Games. Yeah.
And welcome to our preview of Norsemen, sponsored by Skellig Games.
Now, family, this game is coming to GameFound very soon. And here's Starla with an overview of this very, very cool game.
In Norsemen, as the leader of the Vikings, you travel to foreign lands, building settlements and forts. This Euro-style 2 to 4 player game utilizes a mixture of resource management, worker placement, deck building, and push your luck elements. Most of the actions and effects require resources in order to perform them, which come from exploration cards when there is a long ship on the card. The game is played over 5 rounds. Each round consists of 3 phases: exploration phase, expansion phase, and return phase. First is the exploration phase, where all players play simultaneously, revealing and adding exploration cards one by one to their exploration route. Second is the expansion phase, where players take turns in play order performing actions. Last is the return phase, which consists of 6 steps. You define new play order, score points for your lore icons, resolve income from your settlements, reset your tokens, routes, and get ready to start the next round. After completing the return phase of the 5th round, the game ends. Add your final scoring VP, and the player with the most victory points win. All right, Norsemen.
Yes, Norsemen. Now, this is a prototype, family, and some of the things on this board and also on the player board are going to change. Definitely with the, the way you find out who's the first player in each round, this right here on the board is going to change. It's a prototype, so always remember that.
But overall, the quality looks really good, even right now.
Yes,
the
yes.
components are solid. You got nice wooden pieces.
Yes.
You got nice heavy cardboard. So right now, they're on the right track to just having everything be really deluxe.
And it's really cool how the theme is so connected to this game. Just like, we were talking about what is a Lawspeaker, because in here, you need Lawspeakers to do action.
Yes.
And I was like, what is a Lawspeaker? Well, it's kind of like an administration type position in Viking culture. And then when you go to different territories, you have to do a theme action. And I'm like, did they mess up in the rule book?
Are they going to change that?
Are they going to change
something else?
Is it going to be, is they just filling in things for something? Well, family, we looked it up.
Yes.
And a thing is a real term in Viking culture.
It's a thing.
It's kind of like when they want to do something like administration or law or trading at a territory, it's called a thing.
Yes.
Seriously, family,
Yes.
It's a thing. So with that, I think the theme just kind of just like, whoo, it just comes out.
They captured everything.
Yes.
As far as this particular period in time with the Vikings.
Yes.
And it really works well.
Yeah, now they left out some of the bad things.
Yes, they did.
And they did explain it well in the rule book, and you can definitely look that up when you need to. But the core of the Viking society, because basically this is really telling you, hey, how can you build up your civilization of your Viking kingdom? As you're the leader. So it's really, really neat. Really neat.
And you were mentioning some of the things that are going to change. And so as far as the artwork is right now, everything looks good. The board is interesting. And when you start laying out your different territories, it adds more color and more vibrancy to the board.
Yes.
Like I said, they have nice wooden pieces. The cardboard is thick. So they did really well with the artwork and components. And the artwork is interesting to look at. And it's very well done.
Yeah. And they tried to stay within, that Viking, kind of mystique.
Yes.
So, and I do like that.
Even the artwork on the box.
I love that. But I hope they don't change it. I hope that's not a prototype, because that longboat and the art that was, whoever did that, that is so
it draws
cool.
you in. It's like, oh my goodness, I love the way it looks.
And that's one of my favorite, board game, cover arts, just because it just brings you in. Like the Vikings, I really do like that. Norsemen, I really do like that. So, the components are really nice, and it really kind of brings you in, because you have the long boats that you have to deal with. You have your Jarls at the top that's doing Jarl actions, your forts, your settlements, your Lawspeakers. I mean, everything goes along with it. So it's really, really good components.
And also the leader cards are really well done with nice characters.
And you have a lot of leader cards. You have a lot of them to choose from with different abilities that kind of help you throughout the game. So that's really cool too. Now, gameplay. It's a push your luck kind of sort of, because at the beginning you always use your exploration cards to kind of build your route.
Yes.
And you got to build a route, and once you build your route, because like you go down, you start off, and you use your deck here to start your route.
And everyone's playing simultaneously at this point.
At this point. Yeah. And you pulling down, and you're like, okay, this is where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to Denmark. Now, do I want to put a longboat here in order to get these resources? Because this is a different, kind of Euro game. Because usually when you get resources, they go away. Once you use them, they go away in an action. Here, as long as and I'll put out a few cards here, as long as you have longboats on these cards, you have those resources for that turn. Yeah, you have for anything you need to do, any of the thing actions here that's on the territories, you have access to those resources, and that's really cool. So you got to make decisions of what you need to do, and you kind of push your luck, because once you have two skulls, red skulls, that damages your longboats. Yes. And right now you only have 3 available.
So you got to quickly try to get more available.
If you damage one, it has to go over, and you have to wait till the next phase, because there's 3 phases, and you have to wait till the next phase in order to repair your longboat to make it available again.
Right.
So it is a really challenging game.
But overall, I mean, I think it's like a middroweight game.
Yes.
I would not think beginners would really be able to get all
I think it's a middleweight game. Yeah, because the one thing, you're not really harming your opponent. You're basically trying to build up your civilization, by going to different routes, using your Jarls as a worker placement to go to the Jarl action board to kind of work with this kind of like the ladders in your area, because you have 4 different ladders that you're dealing with. Your longboat, your settlements, your forts, and your Lawspeakers. And you're trying to use the longboats to try to get more resources
to allow you to
on your cards, and you got to try to use try to find ways to get cards and maybe buy different exploration cards so you can find more resources and more territories that you can go to, because every round we're going to get a new territory, and it's kind of like a countdown clock. You have 5 rounds, and every time you get a new territory. That's Iceland. That goes
in the wrong spot.
Yeah, the wrong spot. Iceland would go here. Yeah. So you get Iceland, then you get Greenland, which is next right there. Yeah. So each round you get a new area that you can explore, but it's the countdown clock. Yes. Once there's no more territories to put out, game is over. So it's very tight. You got to really work, your turns, because you have the exploration turn, then you have the expansion turn, where you're trying to use all these different actions in order to try to, build up your points, build up your territories, build up your resources, and just trying to get more forts and the big thing, more settlements out to the territories, because in the next phase, like when you're kind of like cleaning up, you're getting money, you're getting resources and different things from the different territories with your settlements.
Right. But also with the territories, it's a countdown clock, but you only have 5 rounds no matter what.
That's right.
It's just 5 rounds.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, and then also you have to think about trying to use the scoring cards on the other side to get some more scores, get some more points, during the game, because you get those points during the game. You got to be the first one to get, so you can get the higher ones. So it's a balancing act, because while you're putting cards down, you might get your longships damaged. Then you might have to go back and you repair your damage. Make sure you have enough money to do that. If you need a sale, when you're trying to do an action, you can trade and get one sale, and you have to pay for that. So you got to keep money coming into your civilization, so you can buy stuff. So
it keeps you working.
Yes,
and that's why I was saying it's more like a middleweight game, because there's so many things you have to consider when you're making a decision on that turn.
Yes.
So you've got to be experienced in gaming, and I love that it challenges you as a gamer.
Yes, it does.
It challenges you to think differently, and how am I going to make this work? If I put the longboat here, will I get the resources I need? So you got to think about every time you make a move. Is that going to benefit me in the long run?
Yes.
You can't go for the short term. You got to go for the long term.
And definitely these cards that you have in your hand, we're starting off, these are the starter cards. If you can see, it's scratched out. It's still it's prototype. But these are your starter cards that starts in the starting areas here, where the Vikings kind of started off. And then later on, you can buy these different ones. These are yellow, red, and green exploration cards, and they go up. Green is kind of like the first area you go to, then it's yellow, then it's red, and then these give you, some of them give you points, and then they give you better resources when you get them. See here, they give you a whole bunch of different resources than what you can get from your starter cards. So
which are blue.
Which are blue. So you got to try to get to these cards to give you better resources, better opportunities to get different things, and also points. But they cost money. Sometimes you maybe can get them in different ways, but it's a really interesting game that really keeps you on your toes to try to build your civilization.
So everyone, this has been Norsemen,
yes,
our
it has.
preview,
yes, it has.
Sponsored by Skellig Games.
Yes, now don't just take our word for it. Check it out for yourself. See if your family, your game group, anybody that you know might like it. And definitely check it out. Now, Starla, where can they find OFPG in this Viking, rating and everything else game? Yes.
Well, if you're looking for Our Family Plays Games, you can find us on Facebook.
Yes.
Instagram. Twitter.
Yep.
Right here on YouTube.
Right here.
On our website. And TikTok.
TikTok, yeah. Family, thank you so much for coming out and looking at our preview of Norsemen. Hey, if you have any questions or comments, definitely put them down below. But family, there's one thing we want you to always know. We love you. Bye now.